Hello and welcome. This is She the People on Tour, and I've got a special guest to talk about many of the challenges we live on a daily basis, things that relate to you and me, our lives, your lives, their lives. Pooja Gor is joining me, and we've all seen her on a bunch of different formats on television, OTT, and much more, and there's still more lined up. But what are we doing today? Deep diving into She the People, Pooja Gor. Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here.
Who is Pooja Gor?
Well, I'm a simple girl coming from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. I come from a very humble background, middle class family, government servant. My mother, a housewife, um, raised with similar values that every middle class child is raised with, and did my education, my college. That's where my journey started from. I enjoyed my childhood like every other kid would in their, uh, early years, and yeah, I'm still that girl who um, loved playing with her cousins in summer vacations and loved spending time with her grandparents and saying prayers with them at the end of the day before I became an actor. So yeah.
How is Pooja Gor, the person, interacting with Pooja Gor, the actor?
I feel Pooja Gor, the person, and Pooja Gor, the actor, are quite literally two very different aspects. Um, I would say Pooja Gor, the actor, is far more confident because the actor has learned how to put up a face when required, when you're not feeling absolutely confident or absolutely yourself, when you're not feeling up for a lot of things. So yeah, I would say that Pooja Gor, the actor, is far more upbeat as well. But Pooja Gor, the person, is calm, shy, and that's where the actor side helps.
It helps. It's amazing. This is a perfect answer for me because I want to talk about that mask. That mask that goes out there and helps you navigate the wild world, the
Yes.
wicked world.
Yeah.
What's been the most wicked navigation for you all this while as an actor?
It's actually been the whole journey from when I started, and my journey towards this field started from taking part in a pageant when I had absolutely no confidence. All my childhood, I had a wonderful childhood, but I was an underconfident kid. I had braces, I had specs, and I had oily chotis in my hair, and that's how I grew up. I had no confidence. I was bullied in school. Um, so when I went to college, and I decided to kind of break through that, or rather power through that. Uh, I took I took part in a pageant, and I represented my college, and I became a runner-up, and that's when, with a twist of fate and luck, I got a chance to represent my college, even though I was a runner-up, because the winner, her family did not allow her to represent and come to Mumbai to represent my state, at the nationals. So yeah, that was wild. I represented at a national stage, won there, got some pictures from there, came back. Through those pictures, Balaji Telefilm found me on Facebook, asked me to audition for their upcoming show. I told my parents about it, and they were so supportive, and they came with me to Mumbai, and I gave my audition, eventually got selected for
Got
the
selected
show.
for what?
Got selected for the show called Kitni Mohabbat Hai, which was my first show, which used to come on NDTV Imagine at the time. And yeah, that went on to become my very first acting outing or acting experience. Uh, when I have absolutely no background or anybody that I know in this industry.
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, it was very wild and crazy journey, which was quite surreal.
You know what I find really very intriguing is how perhaps applying for that pageant was your response to the bullying that you went through.
Yeah.
You wanted to give yourself a chance to say, can I be someone other than that underconfident woman? Talk to us about that underconfidence. What was it like? Where did it take you? How did it pull you down?
Of course, it was not pleasant at all. It never is. When you come from a humble background and you have a lot of kids in your school from affluent families, and as kids, even they do not understand that they're being mean or they're hurting you. And those are your impressionable years. They stick with you all throughout your journey as an adult also. Um, so that was something that I was battling to break free from, the whole bullying experience and feeling less, feeling underconfident, and especially with the way I had those big plastic rimmed glasses and I had oily hair and they used to pull my pigtails and call me chashmish and of course the braces and that all those things did not help. So yeah, I feel like my decision to take part in the pageant somewhere stemmed from that, to break free from that and to see whether I can be something more than that.
You know, the flip side of this is what we are often told, that you have to be a certain kind of face, a certain kind of lips, a certain kind of nose, a certain kind of hair. I have a 6-year-old who's already saying, when is my hair going to grow straight and long, right? Did you find yourself navigating, steering towards what they expect a woman to be like?
Of course, because that is how you grow up. Those are the notions and perceptions that you grew up with, right? Skin color a certain way, hair a certain way, look a certain way. So those are the things that you are told, or rather, that is what you see around you as well.
Yeah.
So that did kind of actively stay in my conscious and subconscious mind, that I had to be a certain way and I had to look a certain way. Of course, none of that was, I did not ever share that with my parents. My father, of course, he was, वो दूरदर्शी बोलते हैं ना, far-sightedness, he had that for me. And he got everything sorted. I had braces in my 8th standard, and of course by 10th or 11th I was looking much better, the way my teeth are today. And of course I used to wear lenses then, and it did get better. It always does for everyone, but those initial years, impressionable years, do kind of make or break you.
Yeah. I like the deep honesty with which you say that, because so many of us are constantly reminding ourselves, no, it's fine. It's all right to look the way we are. But we are inherently, deep within, stuck in what is the expected outcome of ourselves. Having said that, you are now in the world of OTT, the world of film, the world of television, and there are two concepts constantly jostling with each other. The independent, fierce woman who doesn't care, she's fearless, she's dreaming big, and she doesn't want to go by the looks, she wants to go by ambition.
Right.
And then there is this constant need to keep up with the ideal woman, the Sati Savitri who's also modern, who will go out there and have a drink, but she'll also do peripona, all of that. How do you play with that? And particularly when you're selecting roles, do you think there's a make-believe world out there with all of this jostling with each other?
Well, where I work is all about make-believe, right? But today I'm a lot wiser than I was when I was a child. Back then I did not understand that these are not the norms that you compulsorily need to follow or be a certain way, or this is the ideal body type, or this is the ideal way to look or be or behave. Today I'm far more comfortable in my own skin. I know myself better. I'm far more confident, and that is how I am now
Yeah.
as a person. And I also, that is why naturally gravitate towards characters that are more real. They're closer to real people in real life, much like the character that I play on Guns and Gulabs. Madhu, we've seen so many such women around us
Yeah.
who are sweet, supportive housewives, but they prioritize everybody else's happiness and things over their own. Um, so yeah, these are the kind of characters that I kind of want to play more.
So, you know, one of the things that at She the People we hear so much from people is that they're able to relate to some of the conversations we're having on the channel. How important is to you to do work that's relatable to your audiences? Because for years, we've actually seen movies up there. They
Right.
just entertain, they don't remind you of your realities. But that's shifted. I mean, just look at your current role. It's a simple girl, there's a simple story out there in terms of relationship, and it's a real character.
I don't think there is a necessity to do relatable roles. As I said, I do end up gravitating towards those kind of characters because I end up relating, and so I feel like the audience will also relate. But there are times when I want to do something entirely different from what I've done before.
Yeah.
In fact, that is also what I strive for, to do different things, different characters, build ideas, in different genres, more meaty actors, more stories that need to be told. And with the advent of new directors and actors and storytellers and OTT platforms,
Yeah.
now we have that chance because there's less regulation on OTT platforms as compared to TV and films. So we have that space for hard-hitting, bold stories and subjects.
Yeah. As an actor and as Pooja, what would you say has been one of your hardest struggles in getting where you are?
When I came to this industry, I don't have anybody in my family who's from this industry. I have no acting background or family who is a part of this industry. So I did not know anything about acting, neither did I ever even go on stage in school in an annual function or
Wow.
take any kind of formal acting training. I just came to Mumbai and started working immediately. So it was almost like you're learning how to bat, and in your first over, you're facing Shoaib Akhtar. So, and you don't know what is happening. You have no clue. But I learned on the job, learned the tricks of the trade. In fact, there was this one moment when a certain gentleman told me that I was wooden, stone-faced, no expressions on my face. And I vividly remember recalling that particular line a year back when I was on stage accepting my Dada Saheb Phalke Award for acting. And I thought to myself that, okay, life has come full circle and I've got some sort of vindication, I guess.
Yeah. And never listen to gentlemen again.
Yes. Never listen to other people's opinion of what they think about you. Listen to yourself, believe in yourself. So I've had similar, struggles where, as a newcomer, I did not know how to negotiate contracts, what legal terms meant, what clauses to be asked to put in and what clauses to be asked not to put in. And that led to a lot of serious issues, which I realized much later, which thankfully I won't go into details, but got sorted out after some time. And later on there were there were situations where I did not get paid for the work that I had done. My hard-earned money, blood and sweat, money I did not get. I still haven't. And at that point, I couldn't do anything about it because I did not have that kind of firepower where someone would have, helped me or that I could call anybody and say, help me with this. And yeah, I had to kind of figure everything out on my own.
Yeah. So in that sense, would you say the industry is really changing? I mean, it's changing in terms of content, but is it changing on the ground? I mean, we still hear a lot of people talk like you are, lack of equal pay for equal work, often discrimination. Looks matter much more than the talk around looks don't matter. I'm just asking, what's your take on the industry?
I agree that all those things, that the looks don't matter arguments that happen, looks will always matter because it's a visual medium. Um, Discrepancies, discrimination, differences, all those things will be there. But those unfair things, or rather challenges, I would like to say, are in every field.
Yeah.
As much as they are in this field, whether it is journalism or whether it is, when you're in a medical field or any other field. So I think we need to be resilient in face of such challenges and accept that challenges are going to come, and it is going to get better, and it has gotten a lot better as compared to when I started. Today,
Yeah.
with knowledge, I am in a lot better position, and I have the power to help someone who might be in my position today. So yeah, it is slowly and gradually changing at a slower pace, but it definitely is.
How concerned you get about social media and validation about yourself? Honest answers only.
Yeah, of course. I do get concerned a lot of times. It is a rabbit hole. It will make you think for a second whether are you missing out on something. You start to compare yourself. You start to compete with others. You start to think, or rather believe in what is ideal, what other people are doing. Do I have a lack of? So yeah, all those things do create a sort of a pressure on everyone, and so I do find myself also sometimes being entwined in the whole social media black hole.
Yeah.
But I kind of remind myself that, you know what, the world is outside this instrument, and
Nice.
rather be present and talking to people rather than be on the phone and texting.
Fair enough. I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, slightly more pacey. Want to get a rapid fire into this. So, your role as Pratigya was patriarchal as a setup. What did that teach you, or what about that role that bothered you?
The fact that that show, or rather the story that was depicted in that show, was relatable for so many people, was a good and a bad thing for me. Good thing that somewhere people felt that they can relate to someone on screen, to a fictional character, and there was a good flip side to it as well. There have been women who have come up to me, written letters to me, which I have today as well, who have seen Pratigya and said, okay, I saw you be a lawyer on the show, and today I'm studying to be a lawyer, and I'm facing certain issues, and I've seen Pratigya, Saudhan India, which is in the same zone. I have learned from these particular shows, and it has helped me come out of these many issues of my life, and this is how it has helped. That made me happy. But also the fact that the kind of issues that we highlighted on the show, domestic violence or anything else, is what also people related with, and that was also sad. That is also one of the realities of certain parts of our country.
Yeah. Female friendships, is that fictional in the world of films and television, or is that a new reality where a sisterhood is building up?
No, I think it is very much a reality. It always has been. It's not something that is a recent, newer concept. I believe uh, women, my women friends have been my support system for the longest time. The friends that I made when I entered this industry, when I came to this city, are still my closest friends. And it doesn't matter if I don't have a lot of friends that I hang out with every day, but there are those 2, 3 of them that even if we do not talk to for months at a time, but the moment we do, we start from where we left off, and they will still understand what's going on, and we keep a tab on each other. So sisterhood is very much of a reality. It's the truth, and there is safety in it as well.
Which actors around you inspire you the most? When I say that, not necessarily in the craft, but the way they build themselves as personalities and increase the length of time they're spending as actors on television. Just want to know, where do you see yourself in the journey of some of the actors around you, and who are these?
Well, one of the actors that has really inspired me, sadly she is no more, late Surekha Sikri ji.
Mm.
She worked for a really long time, pretty much till her last breath, and she has done work across mediums, and it did not matter what age she was at. She did some really fantastic work, and there are so many other such women and examples around me that I have seen. I've had a wonderful chance to work with some of the actresses like Shiba Chadda ji, Neena Gupta ji, Seema Bhava ji, Sudha Shivpuri ji, Sudha Chandran ji. Yeah, these women are really inspiring, and in the newer generation, there's Sushmita Sen. Priyanka Chopra is basically just killing it. Um, she's a huge inspiration for all of us. So yeah, there are so many examples around me.
Yeah, it's wonderful talking with you, Pooja, and to get to know the person behind the characters that we see on a regular basis. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.